wanted to give you a little tour of a place near us. It's called Second Use Building Material. Really good prices, and they have some amazing finds. Some of this wormwood, it not cheap, but cheaper than anywhere else. And they have pretty much any building material, doors, hardware. So I was scouting around for a couple of pieces of wood for this project, but again, I'm trying to keep it in a budget. So these were all way more than what I needed, but I just like going through and looking at them and imagining. So I wound up looking for just a little while, and I came across a piece of elm and a piece of oak that I think are going to do good. These are the smaller areas right here. So that's what I picked. $8 piece of oak, a $4 piece of elm. Had a little more checks than I had thought at first, but it worked out. And I picked up this cat's paw. Not that I needed or wanted another cat's paw, but the price was like, it's $5. I'm going to clean it up and give it to a nice neighbor that I know he would really appreciate using it. So figured I'd do that as a little side project coming up here. So then on the way out, I figured these are some of the old tools, and check this out right there on the corner, a homemade bandsaw. And then around the corner to one of my favorites is still there, that extinguisher in the front. Morning. Actually, I lied. It's afternoon. So used to doing mornings. I have a bit of a quandary. As I said in one of my videos, I downsized a lot of my larger tools I used to have. And normally it doesn't really bother me, but remember I picked these up the other day, and these are going to be bases for some lamps I'm making. So I laid them out, and this one isn't there. So I have 3 here, one on the other one. It's a good chunk of wood. It's about 2 1/4, and that one's almost 2 1/2 inch of oak. So the quandary is, how do I cut those out? I went through my litany of tools, and the best I can come up with is a jigsaw. The bandsaw doesn't have the torque for it. The table saw, well, let's not completely disregard that yet. We might resort. So anyway, I'm going to start with these. I need to get those 4 circles cut out before I can move forward with this project. And so hang out and let's do it. So this is the elm. I did a little test cut, and 4 of these blades left, and so maybe I can get 2 of these things cut out because it's a beast. That said, it does the job. So we're gonna go slow, and I will not make you sit through this. I'll show it just real quick so you can see how slow it goes. So hang on, let me bring you in. Step up here. Okay, don't fall over. There we go. You got your earplugs in? Eye protection? All right, let's do it. The first cut was with the grain. That one was going across, and not a fan. You know what I mean? So I'm going to plug away at it a little longer, and if I don't like where it's going, I will think of something else, and you'll be the first to know. No, I guess the second. I'll be the first. But I know one of y'all have a great suggestion for what I should do with this, but you're not here right now, so we're going to play some ideas. All right? Thanks. Okay. Plan B. These don't have to be round per se. They have to be closer and around because it makes it easier when I put them on the lathe to turn them. So it's a little wasteful on scraps, but God knows I've got a lot of scraps. I'm just going to nibble away at it with that bad boy. I'll give you an example. Don't try this at home, or unless you want to. Okay, we're going to call that good. It's not real good, but we're going to call it that. That's our oak. I don't know how these are going to turn down to what I need, but we'll find out next. I just bought a new screw, a center screw, which I haven't turned on. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I think we're good. I haven't turned on one of those in many years, so I'm going to try it since the middle of this is going to be taken out anyway. See how that does. Come on along. All right, so I found the center. When I used my compass, it left a divot, a dimple, on all but one of them. So I had to play with my dividers a little bit, but I found the center. This is my, gonna go in my chuck on my lathe, and that's the screw that's gonna go into the wood. That deep. So we measured the correct drill bit, and we're going to drill holes in all of these. I'll drill the first one, drive this in, make sure it works good, and then I'll just bang out the other holes so I have them all prepped and ready. In case you want to know how to do the drill press part, you go like this. But I'm not going to, only so much time on a video and you guys won't watch, so I got to keep moving. So anyway, I'll be right back. Okay. Got the wrench, and I didn't get an adjustable wrench because I'm trying to be fancy. 19 millimeter fits this. The reason I went the step to drill these on the drill press was to get them as straight as I could, because remember, this is going to go in the chuck, and we don't want it to wobble. I mean, it's probably going to wobble, but we don't want it to wobble that much. So the key, just like anything, is starting it and not stripping it, and getting it, not stripping it, I'm sorry. You can't, I guess you could strip out wood, is to get it as straight as you can into that hole. There's a little bit of forgiveness where it'll self-align itself, but not much. And hopefully I got that hole big enough to make this not too tough, but small enough to hold it good and tight on the lathe, keep it out of my face. Back in the day, I used to use a little bit of candle wax on the threads when I was turning a little more regular. It's amazing, just a tiny bit makes a big difference. But today, I'm just being stubborn. It's a good workout. All right, that's going to do it. I'll get these 3 drilled and put them in reserve. This is going to be the first one to fly onto the lathe when I'm ready, so that should be exciting. Stand by. Okay, a couple of things to note here. First, it's like 30 degrees or less here. It was 21 this morning when I started walking my dog. Second thing, so keeping this clear is almost impossible. Second thing is, I just took this first one down to round, and then went to stop the camera and realized I never started it. Third thing, this is a shout out. We have one of our friends here named Rob. I don't want to give him out,
But he lives locally to me, and he contacted me through here, and we wound up going out for a cup of coffee last week. And by the time you see this, it'll be like 3 weeks. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was really nice actually putting a face to the people that you're typing. And it's hard to remember sometimes that on the other side of that interweb connection, there's real people doing real things. And Rob was a really, really cool guy. So, like everybody here is. But, you know, him, I can confirm it in person. So I'm going to take a couple more cuts on this. And then I'm going to stop because I'm cold. I want to be done for the day. But I'm going to kind of show you, what are we doing? I never really mentioned that yet. So I kept my hat on. That was not a good idea, but it's warmer. So it's interesting. It's a lathe that goes around. This wood is also not perfect, but neither is the guy operating the lathe. So I'll take a couple of quick passes just for video, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. Yeah, there's some pretty big checks in here, but I think it'll be all right. I'm not going to take that one off, and I'm not going to stop this, but this is going to be turned into a decorative base with a hole drilled through the middle, and I bought some LED lights that'll be set in there. Maybe a decorative cut in the side. I don't know. Then, I don't know if you're aware of these. This one's interesting. It's different. These are called Hemingway insulators. I'm going to set that on top. Light will shine through. They make amazing night lights. I even have some little rubber feet I bought to put on the bottom so the cord can come out unobstructed. So that's the goal, and hopefully they look a lot better. Side note, the green ones I found out cause the erosion of a natural wonder and of a sand dune. I'm gonna have to get more detail. I'm gonna link something for that. That little by little, the company took all the sand away to make these. This one was a white one that there's a guy on eBay who they're not painted, well, they're coated in such a way, and you get them in all different colors. My wife loves purple, so I couldn't just stick with the clear and the green and the ones you can get. I had to make a purple one for her. So that's what we're doing, but not today. I'm tired. I'm calling it a day. And can pick this up tomorrow or for you in a minute. I lied. I kept going. Once I turned off the camera, I was like, oh, let me try a little more. And then next thing you know, this one is, okay, well, let me show it to you. I can't use a Fastener bit on here and turn it, there's too much play. This old machine won't allow me to do that, so I am gonna have to drill the center hole, unfortunately, with my rickety little drill press. But this is the base. Wait. Are you starting to see it now? When I do these, this is my fifth one actually, I try to mimic some of the curves, some of the curves in the glass, but not a direct copy, but just to kind of give it that flow, if you will. This is from someone who's not very artistic, so. But anyway, drill a hole, do some more sanding, done. See you in a bit. I went ahead and turned 4 different bases. I'm going to show you here. Now I'm going to pair them up. I did a little bit of fill on some spots, so I need to give them a final hand sanding, which I probably needed to do anyway. I have a box of, I see them, rubber feet that can go on them. Decide how I'm going to finish them and put the lights in. I bought this box of LED lights with a little switch from everybody's favorite online store. And I bought them a while back, but they were cheap. So let me show you what I've got here. Which is the one I showed you the other, I don't even remember. I think it is this one. I like the green. So I think I'm gonna pair that up. This one has a little crack in the block. Let's see if I can show you. But it's kind of cool. This is the only one I haven't filled in yet. And I don't know if I'm gonna. And then this one's a little bulkier, but I wanted one with a little bit of substance on it, and it's going to be a brighter light. So I don't know if I should maybe stain the wood on this one. We'll see what I have left over. Oh, this one. Okay. I left some grooves in it. Pretty basic other than that. I think I'm going to go with purple. And then the final green one. This one I wanted one that was very simple because some people don't like more than just basic curves. I think that matches. I think I should have stayed more basic on the other ones. I like this one a lot, but we're gonna go with that. Then each one I have to figure out how to mount the light underneath. I've done different things in the past, but I think I have a plan that's gonna work for these. So we'll go with that. Now let me get the sanding done and try and keep these where I put all that brain work into. They're all sanded except for one. I did decide to fill the gap in, but I'm gonna move forward. This combination square, I'm gonna do a cleanup on it here soon. Not on video, but this was one of the few tools I was able to keep. Let's not break form, whatever, tradition. One of the few tools I was able to keep after my dad passed. Long stories, but so I don't use it often, but I love it. So what I'm doing now, these are the little feet I got on the store. I don't know why I don't like saying Amazon. But so what I do is I find this, and then I eyeball 90 degrees to the first 2 marks. I could measure it, use dividers, whatever, but these are feet on the bottom of a little light, and that's all they need, trust me. Been doing this a long time. Announcement. Well, I have 2 announcements. The one I'm going to make a video for today. So you'll have already seen that. It's that when I went over 500. I've decided I don't do tool restorations as a hobby. I do them. I usually do them to give away, or I do them because somebody says, hey, can you fix this up for me? But just to do them, it's not my thing. And there's enough channels out there doing them that I didn't want to make my YouTube and take all their content and use it. So I just do what I do and I film it. That being said, I have quite a few projects backed up over there in the project corner, and I thought, well, if I'm going to clean them up anyway and get them to their rightful homes, I might as well include you. So there will be some tool cleanup projects coming up. Okay, I got those with these. I got to get a little tiny drill and put them in. Actually, no, I use a pokey thing. Poke the hole and hand screw them in because they're so small and fragile. We'll get those on, and hang on, let me get all my stuff together and I'll show you one of them. Don't tell. Look over on the lathe. Can you see it? I realized, what am I doing sitting here hand sanding? I chucked them back in, got the super fine sand, and took off all that glue fill. It was a lot faster. But, you know, sometimes I'm slow out of the gate, but I get there. I'm all over the place today. So I doubled back yesterday when I first started this, and I wound up using one of the old pieces of fir over the new wood I bought. The new one had a lot of checks in some of it, so I was able to get 2 out of it, and I just didn't want to work on cutting any more out of it. So I cheated. Went back, grabbed some of that fir. So this one's my cheapo deluxe, the simple one that I was talking about. But I'm going to use it as an experiment because I don't want to stain these. I like the wood, especially. Look at the spalting on that. That's gorgeous. I wouldn't want to cover that with stain. But I have this one, and it's not that great. And then I have this. I don't remember where I got it or what. I must have gotten it for a purpose. But it's like, well, it's classic black Minwax Polyshade. I don't remember what I don't ever do things that dark. But guess what? I'm going to put some on here. And we're going dark. I don't, if it ruins it, it doesn't really matter. Which is kind of nice when you got a project that the outcome, you want it to be nice. But if it isn't the end of the world either. Or the other. Okay. I put a glove on, one hand. You know why? Because I need to unlock my phone every time I record these with this hand. And so, anyhow. I don't know if I like this or not. It's dark. It's stained. But the grain is showing through. I like that part of it. I don't like to cover... Even when I do my carvings, I will paint them with a diluted paint so that you can still, on some of them anyway, see the grain come through. I don't want to hide the fact that it's handmade wood by making it look like machine-made plastic. I'm rambling, and I hate it. It looks pretty cool there. Then it does that on the end grain. So this one will be one that if you set it in the right position on the shelf, it'll look okay. I think some of that is the glue that I used with the sawdust. So it's not pretty. I don't know if I'm gonna sand it out and try something, another coat maybe. But then we're gonna do on all of them. Linseed oil, love it. And I have it. I'm trying to use this stuff up, so no critiquing that. I know this has got to be running long. Oh well. So, yeah, I put boiled linseed oil on them. I'm gonna let that soak in overnight. I think I'll bring them in the house where it's warmer. And then I'll run them through my 3-stage buffer on the lathe, which I showed you in another video for, whoa. Yeah. Was it this one? I don't know. So, no, for the monkey shine holders. So what I'm doing now is I use my little pokey thing, boop, and who knows where the reference is when I call it a pokey thing? What famous YouTuber did I borrow that from? Huh? I'm not going to tell you until I get a guess. Winning guess. Okay, so I put the little feet on it. I'll do the other 3, and then I'll bring you back again when we figure out how we're gonna light them up. Okay, be right back. I'm gonna set the light bulbs in now. Each one is a little different because these are all turned a little different. But basically, you wanna get your bulb, and it has these little wingy clips. I like to spread them so that they're tight in whatever size hole I'm putting them in. You slide this up in, get it to where you want the bulb to sit, out the other side. I don't know if this is gonna feel good. You mark it on each side. What was I blowing? Oh, a little bit of dust in there. Okay, then take your cutoff wheel, come up from underneath, and make a nice little slit on either side. Doesn't have to be super deep, and you can always play with it, adjust it, make it deeper if you need. Now you push the lamp back up, not out of the holder though. I'm usually uncoordinated, and when I'm trying to film it, that's just amplified. Okay, and if you did it pretty good, yeah, it'll sit level. That's the thing, is making those slits level. If they're at an angle, then your lamp's gonna sit at an angle. And I like it so that the whole lamp sticks up and really lights up the glass. Again, personal preference. I've done them where they're a little lower and they're more subdued. Up to you. Okay, I'll do the rest of them. We'll all be caught up together. Okay, all the little slits are cut, all the bulbs are in, and ta-da! So, I'm gonna go make some food for our din-din. I'll come back later, run them through the polish, the buffer, and I'll be done with them today, and I can start editing. Woohoo! So, I hope this was fun. Let me know. All right, the fruits of our labor. They're all done. I don't know if they're going to get swapped around on base, but I like them like this. The black stain that I redid came out much better. I still don't love it, but probably on a better wood it would look better. And this one, the base, is my absolute favorite because of, well, that. That's off the elm. So I had like 12 bucks in wood that I bought, and I had I think $14 in the lights. And I've had these, I bought them in a bundle a long time ago, so I don't even remember. But you can do these fairly cheaply. You don't need a lathe. It doesn't have to be rounded, or you can buy the bases actually on a lamp website. So give them a try. They're a lot of fun, and I don't know what I'll do with these, but now I have 8 of them. I'm done.
And if you have any questions at all, you just let me know and I will try to answer them. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to sit around here and watch me knock out these videos. I know this was a long one. I cut a lot down, but I probably need to cut it in about half again. So we'll try to do better. Enjoy. Thanks.